Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie, and on my channel, I like to talk all things travel and video making. Today, I want to tell you why I think the DJI Spark is the best drone for YouTubers. I'm going to share with you the specs of this drone, the ones that you'll care about anyway, some sample footage, and the reasons why I think it is your best choice as a YouTuber as opposed to the other DJI drones that are available. First, some background on my own drone experience. This video is years in the making because I have been wanting to get myself a drone since summer 2016 when I first discovered Casey Neistat and saw him flying his drone all over New York City like a crazy person. Since then, I have been able to borrow other people's drones and get some experience with the Phantom 3, and now I have my own Spark. I bought this drone from Best Buy a couple months back. All right, I'm leaving Best Buy with the drone. I'm so excited. And since then, I've gotten a lot of experience flying it around my own neighborhood as well as during my travels. So let's talk about what the Spark has to offer and what you get with it when you purchase it. The DJI Spark comes in a box like this, and when you purchase the drone, you actually don't get it with a controller. I bought my drone at Best Buy because they had a sale on at the time where you got a free controller. Look how little it is. Let's talk about the specs that you're actually going to care about. The max speed of this drone is 31 miles per hour or 50 kilometers an hour in sport mode with no wind. The max flight time in ideal condition is 16 minutes, and the maximum transmission distance with the remote is 100 meters. The lens you're going to get on this drone is 25mm or a 35mm full frame equivalent, and it's f2.6. The video quality is 1080p, 30 frames per second. Some of the really neat software features that come along with your DJI Spark are the intelligent flight modes. I think this is really important to mention for YouTubers because it allows you to fly the drone in cool flight patterns without you needing to be an expert drone pilot. The intelligent flight modes include Droney, Rocket, Helix, and Circle, and these are just fancy names for different motions that the drone will do for you. In Droney, the drone will hover in front of you and then accelerate backwards and up away from the subject. The Rocket will go straight up, the Helix will circle upwards in a helix shape, and a Circle will circle around a subject. The Spark also has the intelligent flight mode capability of following a subject, so there's lots to work with here when you're a YouTuber looking to probably film yourself with your drone. Let's take a look at some sample footage that I shot on my DJI Spark while I was traveling in Europe. As you can see, I think that this footage is perfectly adequate when it comes to the quality that you're going to need for YouTube videos. It's in 1080p. Most people aren't watching in 4K, so I don't think that it's important to shoot and export in 4K. And 30 frames per second, in my opinion, is totally adequate when it comes to drone footage. I wouldn't purchase a DSLR that didn't have 60 or maybe 120 frames per second, but when it comes to drone footage, it's already epic enough that you don't really need to put it in slow-mo. If you really think that you're gonna need slow-mo drone footage, then you'll have to upgrade to a Mavic, but I want to make the argument that drone footage doesn't have to be slow-mo for it to look great. So now that you've seen the unboxing, sample footage, and you know a little bit about the specs, let's talk about specifically why I think this is the best drone for YouTubers, especially beginner YouTubers. There's 4 main reasons why I think that the Spark is better for YouTubers than any other DJI drone, and they are portability, low cost, low profile, and quality. Starting with the portability, the thing that I love about this drone is it is so small. I could fit it in my tiny, small backpack that fit within the flight regulations of budget airlines like WOW Air and Norwegian Air, and I could take it with me all day without it being cumbersome. I know that the Mavics are also quite small, but I have other reasons why I think the Spark is better than the Mavic. In general though, I love the lightweight and small form factor of the Spark. It makes it perfect for taking with you on your average day vlogging or if you're traveling. Secondly, the low profile. What I mean by this is that the DJI Spark is chill. It doesn't freak people out. People don't take notice of it nearly the same way they would about a Phantom, for instance. So it makes it really easy to film for your vlogs. I've filmed with this place in public parks, at corn mazes, pumpkin patches. People don't freak out about it. My experience with this was slightly different when I was filming with the Phantom a couple years back. It's bigger, it's louder, people take notice of it more and are more concerned about what's going on with it or what it's doing there, whereas the Spark can be easily mistaken for a toy RC helicopter and people don't really pay it that much mind. This is preferable for me because I get a little stressed out if I have a big audience while I'm piloting a drone, and I'd rather just be, you know, undercover, low profile, doing my thing and have the people around me not really notice what I'm doing. For me, it's mostly about not having a lot of attention on me, and a huge drone like a Phantom or even a Mavic is a little bit bigger, draws more attention than the Spark. I think this is great for YouTubers, especially if you're just starting out, because we all know it can be stressful to have an audience on you when you're shooting in public, when you just want to get the footage you need and get out of everybody's hair. So I think that the Spark is great for that. Let's talk about what I think is the biggest convincing factor with the Spark, and that is the cost. The DJI Spark is by far the cheapest drone that DJI offers. It comes in around $600 Canadian, whereas the next option is going to be the Mavic Air, which is around $1,000. That's a pretty big differential, and I think the reason why the cost is so important to me is not just the expense of it. You could save up and you could buy the Mavic. However, when it comes to drones, I think that there's something really to be said about having a low-cost version because it makes you less scared to use it. I'm gonna be honest, when I was flying the Phantoms, partly because they belonged to other people, but partly because they were like $1,200, $1,300 drones, I was really scared about crashing them and damaging them. Of course, I wouldn't want to damage my Spark because that's still $600, but that's a whole lot less money for you to be scared about flying away. Related to the cost, the quality is really great for the price that you're paying. Of course, you're not getting 4K and you're not getting 60 frames per second. However, I think it's worth it considering the price tag. I know if you want to get super technical and critical, you can find issues with the Spark footage, but honestly, for the average viewer, it just looks cool. It's drone footage. It looks awesome. It's high quality. I get that some people might complain about not having log profiles or whatever, but come on, for the average YouTuber, this is a perfectly adequate drone, and I would argue even perfectly adequate for freelance projects. I think if you're a beginner freelance videographer, you're probably only delivering 1080p footage to your clients anyway. This is gonna look great, and they're gonna be happy to have drone footage at all. So perfectly adequate drone, I think, for YouTube and beginner videographers. And that's why I bought the DJI Spark. I did a ton of research about what drone I think was gonna be best for me, and overall, I think the Spark is awesome because it has that low price tag, but it still comes in with the quality that we've come to expect from DJI. So I think that if you are a YouTuber trying to decide what drone is gonna be for you, I would highly recommend checking out the Spark because I think it's totally worth the money and all around is a great beginner drone. So those are my thoughts on the DJI Spark. Let me know in the comments below if you have ever flown the Spark and what your thoughts on it are. Are you thinking about buying a drone? Do you have one already? Let me know. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and make sure that you share it with any friends that you know of that are thinking about getting a drone. If you want to see more footage of the Spark in action, then you can check out my travel vlogs from Europe. I was really happy with the quality. It worked out super well for me, and it was really easy to use while traveling. So if you want more samples of that, check that out. And of course, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already so that you don't miss any of my future videos. I love to talk travel, video making, tech, so subscribe so you don't miss any of them. As always, I love you all. I hope you're following your dreams, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!